Hey yo, E-King Fight News. Back at it, smash the like button and hit the thumbs up. It's the same button, I guess, but anyways, Manny Pacquiao apparently made it public that he has some discussions regarding a Vasyl Lomachenko fight, and now Bob Arum is also coming out and shout out to Steve Kim and Boxing Scene, who had a word with Bob Arum, Manny Pacquiao, and Lomachenko's promoter, who basically said there were discussions and the sticking point was the catch weight for this hybrid type fight where we have a pound for pound guy, number 2 pound for pound, Vasyl Lomachenko, is being enticed into a fight with none other than aging legend Manny Pacquiao, who's looking for one more last hurrah, so to speak, where he can basically show he can still fight and that he can leave the sport of boxing with a victory over a very recognizable opponent in Lomachenko. You know, I think at this point Lomachenko needs to dare to be great. You know, I'm not saying he needs to do what Rigondeaux did, but it's very clear that Team Lomachenko is not willing to do what Rigondeaux did and move up 2 weight divisions. That is something that Bob Arum is flat out admitting that Lomachenko's father doesn't want to do it. He thinks 140 pounds, which was the suggested weight, and is also the cutoff point for Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach has said Manny Pacquiao does not want to go below 140 pounds, and it seems like Vasyl Lomachenko doesn't want to meet Pacquiao at 140. I mean, your fighting weight is basically 140 pounds. I mean, Manny Pacquiao, he weighs in 145. Maybe he rehydrates another 5 pounds. He's going to have a functional 8 to 10 pound weight advantage. If you're if you're pound for pound number 1, which a lot of people want to say Vasyl Lomachenko is, that should not be an issue. And I wonder how many fucking tweets Dan Rayfield's going to have about how an old Manny Pacquiao would do against Lomachenko, because Lomachenko, he seems like he wants no parts of it. He wants no parts of Manny Pacquiao. He wants to face the little guys at 130. He wants to face those little guys. He doesn't want that type of exposure just yet, it seems. It seems like that. Now, what's the reality of the situation? Vasyl Lomachenko's in an interesting part. He's got this media hype train around him, but when it comes to him stepping up in weight, it seems like he doesn't want to rush into it. He wants to take his time. He wants to, he really wants to get some more victories under his belt before he makes that step up in weight. And I can respect that. I as a champion, you know, there are other champions in his division. He hasn't even proven himself to be the best at 130 pounds, which is a weight class he recently moved up into. But, you know, I think he's been there for at least 2 fights. At least 2 fights. Yeah, he fought Rigo at 130. He fought Mariaga at 130. I think he fought but he was a smaller guy. He was actually a smaller guy. You know, Lomachenko, he seems like he likes the thing about Lomachenko is the vibe I'm getting is he likes to pick on smaller guys. Apart from the Nicholas Walters fight, where Walters was, not that he was a bigger guy, but he had a reach advantage and a height advantage, right? So, for the most part, it seems like he'd rather fight guys his own size or smaller. And when it comes to stepping up and fight a bigger opponent for more notoriety, for more pay-per-view, for more money on the table, he all of a sudden there's a different tune with Lomachenko. He suddenly doesn't want to rush into that kind of situation. You know, Manny Pacquiao is one of the old relics of Top Rank, where if you beat him, that's a big fucking deal. I mean, look at what happened with Jeff Horn. He got this Manny Pacquiao victory, and look at him now. He's fighting Terrence Crawford for the WBO championship. My goodness, if he were to beat Terrence Crawford, you know, Bob Arum has a new star in Jeff Horn. That's the kind of attention you can garner for yourself with beating Manny Pacquiao. And look what Lomachenko could do, because he's already ranked number 2 pound for pound. If he beat Manny Pacquiao, he might be a de facto number 1. He might be, you know, and what I mean by that is a consensus number 1 instead of basically there's a split right now among boxing media, fans, and the like in terms of who's number 1 pound for pound. You know, it comes down to Terrence Crawford or Lomachenko, and there's a legitimate split, right? I think, you know, if you follow Jim Lampley and you appreciate his opinion, he would tell you that Lomachenko's number 1 pound for pound, even though 2 weeks earlier he told you Terrence Crawford was number 1 pound for pound. So that is what it is. It seems like Lomachenko doesn't want to move up to 140. He doesn't want to do what Rigondeaux did for him. And that's sort of the part that seems like a little bit of he's got a little bit of duck in him. But at the same time, if he goes out, defends his title against a top guy, or fights a unification fight against a top guy, then I can respect that, because he is a champion at 130 pounds. If he wants to keep that belt, defend that belt, and stay a champion at 130 pounds, then I understand. But that's not to say if he were to set up a fight with Manny Pacquiao, he still couldn't hold that belt. I'm sure they would make a concession for Lomachenko to be able to hold on to that strap while he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. I'm sure that could happen, 100%. So that shouldn't be an excuse for Lomachenko. I'm just saying he hasn't proven himself to be the best in his weight division. So that might be something he wants to accomplish before taking on an old legend like Manny Pacquiao. But the thing is, Manny Pacquiao, you know, he's on borrowed time right now. You know, his time in boxing, this might be his last year. I'm willing to bet this is his last year in boxing. So it's either now or never with the Manny Pacquiao fight. You can't wait on it. You can't expect it to be there. It's now or never. Lomachenko needs to make up his mind. He either needs to convince his dad to say, fuck it, let's make this fight happen, or you know what? You're going to be remembered for ducking this fight. E-King Fight News, let me know what you guys think. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel.